Have you ever wondered how a country that stayed neutral for over 200 years suddenly joins a nuclear drill? Why is Sweden sending its Gripen jets to NATO's Steadfast noon for the first time ever? What does this mean for Europe's security and NATO's nuclear deterrence? Could this move shift the balance of power in Europe? And how does Sweden participate without touching a single nuclear weapon? Stay tuned as SkyJet Wings breaks down this historic moment step by step. History is in the making. For the very first time, Sweden is sending its Saab Gripen fighter jets to NATO's annual Steadfast noon nuclear drill. A nation that spent over 200 years avoiding military alliances and completely steering clear of nuclear entanglements is now taking a monumental step into the heart of Europe's collective defense. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson emphasized the stakes. In an increasingly uncertain world, NATO needs a credible nuclear capability to prevent attacks against the alliance. Steadfast noon contributes to ensuring this. This move follows Finland's path, which last year sent its F/A-18 Hornets to participate. Next week, the Netherlands will host the exercise, marking a historic moment as Sweden officially steps on to NATO's nuclear preparedness stage. This isn't just a military drill, it's a statement. Sweden is signaling that neutrality no longer means isolation, and readiness is now non-negotiable. Last year, NATO's Steadfast noon exercise was already a massive display of nuclear readiness. 13 allied countries, over 60 aircraft, including nuclear-capable jets, bombers, and fighter escorts, supported by refueling tankers and reconnaissance and electronic warfare planes. The goal? To ensure the strength and credibility of NATO's nuclear deterrence without ever using live nuclear weapons. This year, the scale is even bigger. Reports suggest 71 aircraft from 14 nations are taking part, reflecting NATO's growing focus on preparedness in an unpredictable world. Sweden's participation comes at a crucial moment. Since joining NATO in March 2024, the world has been watching to see how far Stockholm would embrace the reality that NATO's defense umbrella includes nuclear forces from the United States, United Kingdom, and France. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson stressed the stakes. In an increasingly uncertain world, NATO needs a credible nuclear capability to prevent attacks against the alliance. Steadfast noon contributes to ensuring this. Meanwhile, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte highlighted the message being sent to potential adversaries. The exercise sends a clear signal that we will and can protect and defend all allies against all threats. As NATO's head of nuclear policy, Jim Stokes, noted at a Stockholm seminar in June 2024, Sweden now has the challenge and the responsibility of communicating to its own citizens the significance of joining a nuclear-backed alliance. This is more than drills. It's about trust, credibility, and a new era of Swedish defense. Today's announcement is drawing attention not just for what Sweden is doing, but for how it's framing its role. Defense Minister Paul Johnson put it plainly. By participating with conventional Gripen combat aircraft in Steadfast noon, Sweden contributes to ensuring that NATO's nuclear deterrence remains credible, robust, and effective. Let's be clear, neither Swedish nor Finnish jets will ever touch nuclear weapons. Their mission is conventional support, practicing tactics that strengthen the alliance's nuclear strategy, known as SNOWCAT. Support of nuclear operations with conventional air tactics. It may sound technical, but it has real, tangible value. As William Alberkey, former NATO Weapons Control Director, explained, with conventional air tactics, one can escort combat aircraft loaded with simulated nuclear weapons, or in actual combat, real nuclear weapons. Each ally participates according to national political decisions. The stakes are grounded in reality. The U.S. maintains B-61 nuclear weapons in Europe under strict U.S. custody and in compliance with the Non-Proliferation Treaty. In any NATO nuclear mission, certified Allied aircraft deliver these weapons, supported by conventional forces. And it's not a decision taken lightly. Any such operation would require explicit approval from NATO's Nuclear Planning Group, with input from Sweden and Finland's defense ministers, and final authorization from the leaders of Washington and London. In short, Sweden is stepping into a carefully controlled, highly strategic role, supporting nuclear deterrence without ever crossing its own red lines, signaling both commitment and caution in equal measure. To understand the scale and seriousness of NATO's nuclear posture, consider this. The U.S. Air Force stores roughly half of its 200 tactical B-61 bombs across NATO air bases in Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Italy, and Turkey. These weapons are not just static. They can be carried by specially certified fighter aircraft from these nations, as well as by American fighters and bombers. The B-61-12, a modernized, non-strategic, tactical bomb, entered full-scale production in 2022, with manufacturing and deployment completed by early 2025, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. The F-15E was the first jet certified to carry the B-61-12, soon followed by the F-35A. In 2024, the National Nuclear Security Administration, NSA, confirmed certification for the B-2, F-16, and German PA-200 Tornado, while ongoing efforts aim to certify the Italian Tornado and the US B-21 bomber. And the stakes are rising. The B-61-13, a new variant, is designed with a higher yield capacity of 360 kilotons, a massive jump from the 50-kiloton B-61-12. The first production unit is scheduled for fiscal 2026, signaling a significant expansion of NATO's tactical nuclear capability. This isn't just numbers on a chart. It's a real, evolving strategic balance in Europe, one that Sweden's Gripens are now linked to through conventional support exercises, making the alliance's nuclear deterrence more credible and coordinated than ever.
Sweden's move is bold but smart. After 200 years of neutrality, it's showing that neutrality doesn't mean weakness. By supporting NATO with Gripens, Sweden strengthens nuclear deterrence without handling nukes directly. It's a calculated, responsible step, balancing principles with modern security needs and signaling that Sweden is a credible, reliable partner in Europe's defense. This historic step shows that Sweden isn't just observing the future of European defense, it's actively shaping it. What do you think about Sweden joining NATO's nuclear exercises? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like if you found this insightful, and don't forget to subscribe to SkyJet Wings for more in-depth analysis and real aviation stories from around the world.